Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
And what's the plan from here?
Well, we're going home. We're going to eat something. We're going to take a shower, change. I mean, I was taken with my brother straight from church. I did not eat since Friday. So we're looking forward to be reunited with our families, and then we will have to start meeting with lawyers. Lawyers, thanks to Rebel News, lawyers that are going to advise us what we can, what we cannot, how we should go from here, because this is a fight to the death. Those people are not kidding. They want us down. They want us destroyed, behind the bars or killed. I mean, there was no question. The police roughed me up. I had bruises for 2 days. I still have bruises. You can still see, which is
Well, they're gone now.
which is
Mostly,
quite.
but it was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad.
Same with my left shoulder.
Yeah, they threw me behind the police like a piece of meat, head down, feet up. So for an hour I was almost upside down, sitting on my hands and the handcuffs.
I just can't get those images out of my head about that outrageous and downright dangerous takedown that Artur endured. What the hell were the Calgary police thinking that day?
I honestly don't know what's going through their head. Artur and I have talked about this a few times, and you'd almost think they're campaigning and plotting in a strategy room of how to make it look as bad as possible for themselves. Artur's not running away. Artur's made no attempt to escape. When the police asked to speak to Artur, he speaks to them. It was a massive show of ridiculous force. Even I read an article today that they're saying, only 6 police came the first time they went to confront him. He's a peaceful pastor. He hasn't caused threat or harm to anybody, and it just doesn't make any sense. So again, I don't know what they're thinking. It's hard to justify their actions.
To me, Adam, you know what it is? I think it is just pure intimidation tactics. It's a message for other rule breakers. I go back to late November. Adam Skelly of Adamson Barbecue in Etobicoke opened his restaurant, and they literally sent in all the King's horses and all the King's men. They dragged them handcuffed into a police SUV. They threw them in a slammer in front of all the mainstream media and others who were there. And I think that was a message by John Tory and the real mayor of the city, the health officer, Cruella de Villa, that if you dare open your shops, if you dare go against the lockdown rules, how do you like being on the 6 o'clock news? How do you like being dragged into a police cruiser? And the same with Artur. If you dare break our rules, how do you like being pulled over in a dangerous fashion on a busy highway and being arrested and handcuffed and hogtied and thrown in a cruiser? I think it was a message to other would-be lawbreakers, Adam.
Yeah, and I mean, I think there's some of that, but the thing that really vexes me is the sort of ridiculous double standard that when their own MLAs and office staff are caught going on vacation and flying around when that's ill-advised, there's very little consequence. Other groups are gathering and meeting. You have various protests, other religious denominations celebrating. And again, we're happy that those people are being unfettered as they proceed with their worship or their protest. But the thing that really doesn't make any sense is why they're directing so much furious and vengeful anger towards Christian pastors, specifically in Alberta. It's hard to make sense of. James Coast's getting constantly inspected. Pastor Artur Pawlowski getting constantly inspected. Other facilities, you can go on social media and you can see footage of tons of people gathering, whether outdoors or indoors, and there doesn't seem to be any response. Or when there is a response, it's obviously dishonest, and they're saying, well, we checked and there's nothing there. You can immediately drive to these places and see that they're in direct violation. And again, I'm not going to name them because we don't want to report anybody, but why is there such malice directed towards 1 or 2 individuals to make a point of them only?
Hey folks, that was an excerpt from my show, Rebel Roundup. Now, to get the full meal deal, why not go to Rebel News Plus, sign up, and never miss a Rebel News Plus show in the future.